Hi, welcome to WYMP18 News, your local source for Medfield news. I'm Sunny.
And I'm Maddie. Our first story today is about how animators in Japan are currently being exploited by companies to work a lot of hours for low wages. Japanese freelance animator Tetsuya Akutsu, who has worked on projects such as Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Tokyo Ghoul, and many others, is thinking of quitting animating because of the poor wages animators like him are being paid. In Japan, animators are usually paid only $36,000 a year.
In comparison, American animators are typically paid around $65,000 a year. The major animation companies make billions of dollars but still pay their employees barely a living wage. Jun Sugawara, a computer animator and activist, has been protesting for fairer pay and running the nonprofit Animator Supporters to help animators pay for housing. According to the Animator Supporter website, their mission is to improve the lives of animators and provide solutions to their low-wage problems.
In 2014, the organization opened the Animator Dormitory in Japan, a housing complex which provides animators with affordable place to live, rent utilities, and internet are all included for less than $300 a month. Animator Supporters started a crowdfunding campaign in 2023 with the goal of raising $30,000. As of today, it has raised just under $24,000.
It's so sad that animators aren't getting paid.
I know, they're very talented and they deserve to be paid better.
Yep, animating is one of Japanese anime is like one of my favorite. It's like one of my inspirations for like my art.
Same, and it's really disappointing to see that happen. I'm glad that there are companies trying to help them.
Yep, me too. Anyway, we need to go to our next program.
Thank you, Maddie and Sunny. Today I'm here with Kyler from Medfield Outreach, and we have questions about media literacy for you. Our first question is, what does media literacy mean to you?
Yeah, that's a good question. To me, media literacy means being a critical and a thoughtful consumer of information. It means the ability to look at a claim or a piece of information and reliably assess how accurate or truthful that claim is.
Thank you. And how do you use media literacy to research certain topics?
Yeah, I think that researching a certain topic in a media literate way means asking important questions about sources of information that you come across. These can be questions like who owns or sponsors the website that's putting out the information? Who wrote and reviewed the information? Do they have any particular biases or incentives for you to believe a particular piece of information? Is the information based off of research? And if so, when was it written? When was it published? And finally, being able to look at multiple different sources and seeing whether or not they tend to agree on a piece of information or disagree. And if they disagree, figuring out why so, and coming to a thoughtful conclusion for yourself about what to believe.
Thank you. And how can you tell if news is accurate or not?
I think a great way to tell if news is accurate is looking at prior stories that a particular news source has put out and seeing if they tend to adopt a particular stance or slant on an issue. That's a good way to assess bias. Another thing that you should do is you should look at who sponsors or who owns the news company, and if they have any particular political interest or incentives for you to believe a particular narrative.
Thank you. And for our last but not least question, why is media literacy important to the health of our community?
Yeah, so we're constantly confronted with information about things like what foods to eat, how we should exercise, what supplements or medications we should take, and even things like when we should go to the doctor. And it's really important for our health to be able to parse out which of that information pertains to us and is accurate, and which of that information might be inaccurate or misleading. So in that sense, being critical and thoughtful consumers of our information is definitely important to our health.
Thank you, Kyler. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
I'd just like to add, I love to get my news at Medfield TV. They're great sources of information and they definitely promote media literacy.
I agree with that. Now we'll be moving on to our sponsors.
Welcome back. I'm Lou. Today we have a special report on famous YouTuber MatPat, also known as Matthew Patrick, who's retiring from YouTube on March 9th, 2024. He announced his retirement in one of his recent YouTube videos titled Goodbye Internet, posted on YouTube on January 9th. MatPat stated in his retirement video, "I miss the days where I could just sit down at the couch with Stephanie, his wife, and play video games, and I'm not thinking about what ears are going to come out of that. I miss it," he said. MatPat said he'll be handing over his 4 channels to new hosts. Who will take over the channels, you ask? MatPat will be handing the Film Theory channel to Lee Collins, Amy Roberts will take over Style Theory, Santiago Massa will be taking over Food Theory, and Game Theory will be taken over by Tom Robinson. Afterwards, these channels will post weekly content without MatPat. The channels, which have gained over 40 million subscribers in the past 13 years, have had an unforgettable impact on gaming culture. As of February 22nd, MatPat's retirement video has over 19 million views. As a fan of MatPat myself, I am truly sad that he's leaving, but I am very happy that he will be able to spend more time with his family. But that's just a theory, a game theory. Now on to Sunny with the weather.
Yes, they put the person named Sunny in charge of the weather. Very clever. Anyway, looks like we're getting a lot of rain from out west. Gee, thanks, Connecticut. Anyway, on to the weekly forecast. Okay, good, okay. Anyway, today we're going to have lots of rain with a high of 71 degrees. In February, on Saturday, it will be partly cloudy with a high of 82 degrees. Again, in February. On Sunday, it will be windy with a high of 41 degrees. And on Monday, the heat will increase drastically with a high of 90 degrees, and it will be very sunny. Har, har, har. Anyway, on Tuesday, the weather will change drastically again, and as Mother Nature backflips to a high of 25 degrees with snow. Wow. Then on Wednesday, all the probably like 2 centimeters of snow we'll get will be washed away by a storm and a high of 64 degrees. Then on Thursday, we'll probably freeze over with a high of 0 degrees. And that's all for the weather. Yay. Now on to our sponsor.
And we're back. Media literacy is becoming more and more necessary as we navigate an increasingly technical and online world. According to an article posted in K-12 Drive, only 4 states in the U.S. have laws requiring media literacy to be part of the curriculum in public schools. These states include Delaware, New Jersey, Texas, and most recently California.
Media literacy is the ability to apply critical thinking skills to the messages, signs, and symbols transmitted through mass media. According to Media Literacy Now, a politically neutral nonprofit organization in Watertown, Massachusetts, misinformation spreads quickly thanks to, quote, the accessibility of artificial intelligence. They also say these tools allow, quote, ordinary people to create so-called deep-fake videos, imitate real voices, and to generate human-like text in any style in seconds.
Here are some questions you should ask yourself about the following media you consume. Does it contain unverifiable information? Does it boast an instant cure? Is it opinion-based or anecdotal? Does it have doctored images or videos? Is it trying to sell you something? Does it have a clear bias or interest in a particular direction?
So what should you do in order to find reliable information? Check the sponsors of websites and their domains. Is it a .com, .edu, or .org? EDUs and orgs are generally more reliable. See who wrote and reviewed the information and check if they got their information from an expert in the field. Take a look at the date the information was published. In general, you want to look for information that is less than 5 years old. If information offers quick, easy solutions or miracle cures, they may not be trustworthy and could be trying to sell you something.
Always make sure you receive your information from multiple trusted sources. Just because you see it online, don't take it as truth. You should always think critically about the news you're receiving. Ultimately, it's up to you to make sure that you're navigating social media thoughtfully.
That's all for today's edition of WYMP18 News. I'm Luke.
And I'm Maddie. Until next time.